Hi, Ryan here with Vacuums and More and thevacuumguru.com, and I'd like to talk about cordless vacuums, and mainly what I think is the best cordless vacuum on the market today. And I've used them all, the Dysons, the Sharks, LG, the Samsung, and today I'm in my kitchen at home to show you what I use at home, which is the Miele HX2 TriFlex Pro. And we've also put together a little bit of an extra ultimate cleaning package to go with it to give you all the benefits that the TriFlex has to offer. First of all, I love the TriFlex because it is made in Germany. Of all those other brands I mentioned, everything else is produced in Asia. Everything else is produced without any spare parts made for them. This is the one vacuum cleaner that's made in Germany that you can get spares for, that you can really maintain, and it's designed sustainably. And I really appreciate that about Miele's approach to design. Second, it can lock upright like this so that it's stable. You can walk away from it. It doesn't tip over. Every day vacuums come into the shop that have fallen over and they're broken, or if they're Dyson, the trigger stops working because you're leaning them against the wall when you have to pause, or you're lying them down and tripping over them. The fact that this locks upright and is stable makes it so much easier to use and more convenient. Two, it's much lighter weight. When we have the largest portion and the heaviest portion of the vacuum down here near the bottom, it makes the portion that you're holding onto in the handle lighter weight. It only weighs about 1.5 pounds in the handle, so a lot less than the Dyson and the Shark models that you have to hold upright the entire time. Two, there is no trigger. You turn it on and it stays in that position without anything having to hold it down like you do on many of the other models. And there are 3 settings to choose from, and it's very quiet. Even at the maximum suction setting level, I'm only reaching about 75 decibels on a decibel meter, so it's much quieter than many of the alternatives out there. And it doesn't have to stay in this position. So when you want it to be a handheld vacuum, when you want it to be able to reach underneath things, you can change the position of it. That's why they call it the TriFlex. So it's really all about where you put this wand. So this wand can come out, the handle control can come off, and I can put the handle control directly on the main body of the vacuum cleaner, and now I can use it like a handheld vacuum. And the TriFlex Pro comes with a tool caddy, so your 2 favorite tools can stay on board with you at all times, so that you can easily convert it into a hand vac to do the sofa, to the upholstery, take it out to your car. It works great in all those applications as well. I can put the wand on the main body as well, and I can put any of my attachments on the end of the wand. Now I can do all of my baseboards, or I can reach up high and do cobwebs in the corner without having to stop to get anything else. And finally, I can put the cleaner head directly on the end of the wand if I wanted to be able to get that lowest profile cleaning design to get underneath beds and furniture. But like the other designs in this position, it will not lock upright. So I really recommend always taking the time to put it back into that lower position where it's much more stable. The cleaner head I have on here now is a multi-surface cleaner head. It works great on hard surfaces and carpets and area rugs. But the Pro comes with an additional brush that is exclusively for hard surfaces. It's this fluffy brush. It's very delicate. It does a better job of getting high profile objects like kitty litter and cereal off the floor. In the regular Pro package, they expect you to actually take this brush out of the main head and switch them in and out. It's not really that convenient. So in this package, we actually include 2 heads. One's going to have that fluffy brush in it for your hard surface, and one's going to have the multi-surface brush in it for your carpets and rugs and everything. The Pro also features the headlight. I don't know if you saw that earlier, but it has a nice, brilliant LED headlight in both heads. Great at illuminating dark corners, great when you're trying to clean underneath cabinets. And if you really want to see everything on the floor, turn the overhead lights off, vacuum with just that LED head, and you will see crumbs and things on the floor that you may not want to have known that were there. The other tools that come with it are a nice dusting brush. It is posable, so you can create some different angles to get in tighter areas. The crevice tool, which I mentioned, has a nice rubber tip on it, so it won't scratch anything. I really like that feature a lot. And a wide upholstery tool that also has rubber grippers on it that's really good at getting hair and debris out of sofas and upholstery. Additionally, in this package, we include the compact rotating brush. It is a motor-driven brush that you can put on the vacuum cleaner in that handheld position. It's fantastic at deep cleaning your upholstery, at getting embedded pet hair out. You'll be amazed at what comes out of your sofa when you use this head. The TriFlex Pro also comes with an extra battery. So you have a click-in style battery on all the TriFlexes. So if you're in the middle of a job and your battery starts to die, you have an extra one on its own charger, swap them out, put it on there, continue with your job. In my experience, you can get about 1,300 to 1,400 square feet done in one battery, and that's cleaning every square inch before you're gonna have to stop and change batteries. So our household's about 2,400 square feet, not too large, but we can get the entire house done with the 2 batteries provided with the Pro. If you need more battery power, you can always get additional batteries, additional charging cradles, and you can increase that runtime even more. We also include an extra filter. So, one thing about all cordless vacuum cleaners is they all require maintenance. And the number one thing we see failing in the store and the repair shop is people not doing the maintenance or trying to rush the maintenance process. The TriFlex, the Germans really did a different design on the dust cup. It has a comfort clean setting, so when everything is sealed, I can turn this filter around inside the dirt cup to knock all of the excess dust and debris off of it before I unseal it, so I'm not doing that while it's in front of my face. I turn the dirt cup, and the dirt cup comes off of the vacuum cleaner. That is very unique because in a lot of the other models, specifically the Dyson, the cyclone stays attached to the main body. So you can't really clean the cyclone out all the way. And when we do take them all the way apart by removing all of the screws and disassembling the units, we'll see a lot of buildup of excess dust and bacteria that's always present in that vacuum because you can't clean the cyclones out. In this design, the entire dirt cup comes off, the entire dirt cup can be washed, submerged, sanitized. You're removing all of that excess dust, dirt, and bacteria out of the vacuum cleaner. When you continue turning this dirt cup, the bottom will open up, letting all of the debris fall out. You can lift the cylinder out to knock off any excess debris. There's these little like rubber grabbers that help knock off any excess debris that might be attached to this upper part of the cyclone because we all overfill these. I usually only dump mine about once a week. So I'm always gonna have some hair and debris caught up here, but it comes out really easily. And then when I turn the filter the other direction, it comes out. So these are our 3 washable components for the dirt cyclone. So again, you can wash them. You can get all of the dirt, all the bacteria off of them, but you must let them dry. Don't try to rush the process. This is gonna take about 48 hours to thoroughly dry before you can return it to the unit. You don't wanna put anything back together damp. It's gonna create a really great environment for mildew and bacteria to grow. It's not gonna smell good, so don't do that. That's why we provide that extra filter to you, so if you need to use it while this is drying, you've got an extra one to pop in and use. Simply set the filter into the holder, push it down, you'll feel it seat in there nice and tight. It is tight because you want it to be sealed. You don't want dirt leaking around the filter and coming out into your environment. Set the dirt cyclone back in the dust cup. Give it a turn, if it was a clock face, about 9 o'clock to get it seated back in place. Close the bottom, turn it to about 11 o'clock on a clock face to lock it in. Return it to the unit, finish that rotation back to 12 o'clock to lock it on the vacuum cleaner. The roller brush also comes out. So there's a little mechanism here on the side, back of the vacuum that unlocks it. Now I can swivel that side of the roller brush out, and now I can take the roller brush out, I can take the end cap off, and again, both of these components can be washed as long as they're allowed to dry, and simply cut all of the debris off of there to keep that nice and free spinning. Return the brush to the power head, get it all seated in there. You're kind of watching it go over the spindle on the left-hand side that rotates it. That's kind of the tricky part. It will go back in. It only fits in one direction. Close that hatch, lock it into position. So, I hope you learned a lot. If you have any questions, please let us know. If you're interested in purchasing our ultimate cordless cleaning package, give us an email or a call, and we'd be happy to help you further. Thanks for watching.